Good morning, folks. It's Tuesday, March 26th, and the S&P is moving up nicely today, and it's up to 1560. As we know, the all-time closing high for the S&P is 1565. So we're about 5 points away. It came to 1564, I believe, yesterday morning, and then it turned back after that. So it's going to be a very interesting battle for sure. I think we can expect more of a battle as we approach 1565. What I wanted to do today was a couple of things. I'm going to be focusing the next couple of videos on good trade identification and what are the things that you look for before a trade, how you approach a trade. And especially if you guys already have a job, then you obviously have limited time to spend on this kind of stuff. So I'm going to give a few pointers as to how you can how to approach trading in general. But for today, what I want to do is just look at our open positions. There's a lot of positions that we've been carrying. I know we were fighting with this Apple trade for a long time, and I think at this point we are somewhat equal on this trade. So anytime we were actually down quite a bit on this Apple trade, so we did turn it around quite a bit. So that's good, and at this point I think we're somewhere near equal on this, and then of course now the shorts are still there. So if you wanted to squeeze something more out of this, what you could potentially do is close out the short calls at 505 and then open, because it looks like right now there's 24 days to expiry. Looks like Apple just doesn't have the momentum, at least for now. Of course, with Apple, anything can change at any time. But at this point, I think we've got to move on to other trades. So I'm going to close out the Apple. The Baidu is interesting because it's gone against us. And I think it was last Thursday or Friday, it made a strong move back up. But that move seems to have fizzled out as well. I think it tried to move to either past 86 or 87, and I remember we were down only about $400, but then looks like it's made a turn back. So definitely on Baidu, what I want to do is take the 100, close out the 100 calls. We'll be booking a profit of $2,250 on that trade, and then open a short call at 92.5. So if you come and look at Baidu and look at the same series, we don't want to go into any weeklies or anything like that. We look at the 92.5, we're getting a little over $2 for that 92.5. And the spread is only a $2.50 spread. So, the risks are also very less. But Baidu also seems to be caught up in some kind of a funk. So, I think this trade makes sense. So I'm going to make that adjustment for sure. I'm going to close out the Apple. And on Costco, you can see we are up nicely, 575. So our what was our trade? Yeah, our trade was trade cost price was 1,140. And you can see now we have a profit of 575, which is a good 50%. And we probably held this trade for about 2 or 3 weeks. So that's a 50% move. We're going to take it off. That makes sense to do that. Then on eBay is a very interesting trade. I want to continue the eBay trade because this is a double calendar on eBay. And if you saw my note yesterday, we didn't put I've got all kinds of stuff I think here. Let me see. Is this eBay? Okay, we've got all kinds of stuff. Why is this showing me? This is not right. This is not eBay. We have a double calendar, which is this, but why is it showing me this one? This is more like a long strangle. So let me see what it is. Oh, okay. So it's showing me 518. Okay, so that's because I put +2 expiration. Okay, got it. All right, so that's our double calendar there. If I'd put 2 expirations, if that were the case, and yes, it will be left with a long strangle. So the eBay trade is very interesting. Now, what's going to make it even more interesting is the fact that earnings are coming in. So when earnings are coming in, we know that volatility is going to increase. And so we're going to get a bump up from a positive Vega position. So right now it's well, in our profit, in the almost in the middle of our profit zone. That's great. It's got all the way room till about 55.64 and 47.5. So that's a nice zone that we are in on eBay. So I don't want to touch it, and I want to follow this trade because this is going to be an interesting trade. And what I did not realize when I first put the trade on was that there's an earnings event coming in the middle. I believe the earnings event is on 4/18. So luckily for us, we put a calendar. So it's a positive Vega trade. So in case we get a bump up from Vega, this white line is going to go up. But the problem with playing it just before earnings is that you're not going to get a whole lot of time decay. Because volatility is increasing, and therefore that adds to the extrinsic value. So remember, both time decay and volatility only affect extrinsic value. But I think we should be fine with this trade, so we'll continue with that. Then what we have is the gold. Again, gold is something that we've been nursing for a while. Gold, I know for sure we are definitely even on gold. And then, of course, now, after we put the 20 contracts, you can see we are up another 710. So we are potentially even on a plus with gold. So I'm going to close out the gold trade. The Google I want to keep because we want to see the Google's a bull call, I believe. No, it's a bull put. So let me see. 760, 770. Yep, it's a bull put. Let's just take a look at the chart. It's hard to say when you just look at numbers, but yeah, this is a bull put. So we are, I'm comfortable with that. I think we have how many days left to expiry? We have on Google, we have 24 days. So that's perfect. We can continue with that. And then what I'll do is we'll be looking for other trades, and also I think I'll also mix and match it with some videos on how to go about the process of identifying good trades, and if you were to do it on your own, how should you approach it? So that kind of stuff. All right, guys. So I'll see you. So I'm going to be closing out all these positions, like I said, and changing the Baidu to a bear call instead of a bull call, and closing out some of the others. We're going to keep the eBay on and the Google trade on. That's it. Thank you.